Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have an update video for Fallout 76, so let's crack on with it. Really quickly, if you do have some atoms to spare and you like this coat of armor that I'm wearing, you can actually get this through a unusual manner. So once you purchase a certain item, and we'll go have a look at the atomic shop right now, it's going to be under features, and you will see this rusted coat of arms. Now you can also get this through a bundle. I personally have already purchased a bundle, so I can't show you that, but there is going to be a bundle here. I believe you get the mad scientist suit with it too, and you'll also get this rusted coat of arms, which you can see here is a statue. So if we go back into the game, I've actually just placed it here in my recording room, and here it is looking rather dandy. Now if you use this coat of armor, you'll actually see here you're going to get rusted coat of arms helmet added, as well as the outfit added. So you don't even have to craft it. It just pops it right into your inventory, as you can see here. Now I already have it equipped, so I'm actually just going to drop these, or I guess in this case delete them, as I just don't need those pieces. So I just thought it was a really cool tidbit to add. Obviously this costs atoms. If you're interested, there it is. So in this update video, we're actually going to be going through a whole guide on the Night at the Morgue. So this article is on Nuka Nights, and this is actually running right now. It started yesterday, and this is the event is called Night at the Morgue, and we're basically going to go through each challenge and each sort of thing and get you guys through it as effectively and as quickly as possible, at least in our eyes. So without all out the way, let's crack right on into it. So we're going to have a look at all of the challenges in game real quick, so we know sort of a list order what we're going to be doing. So if we go to our map, we go to the top right, click on challenges, we're going to go to events, and here we got 12 days, 21 hours, 25 minutes left since the point of recording, so this might be a little bit different for you. The first challenge we have here is build a candy bowl and give out candy from your camp. The next challenge is collect a human skull or skull part while wearing a costume. This is going to be 20 of those. We're going to collect a scalpel or surgical scalpel while wearing a costume. We need 5 of those. We need to complete a give out candy challenge. We need to complete 5 of those. We need to complete a trick or treat challenge. We need to complete 5 of those. Complete the give out candy and trick or treat completion challenges 4 times. We need to craft a melee weapon while wearing a costume. We need to craft 15 melee weapons, by the way. And we're also going to need to get 30 human limbs while wearing a costume. We need to get 25 spooky scorched while wearing a costume. And finally, 3 times trick or treat from another player's candy bowl. So now we have the list. Let's crack right on into doing all these challenges. So there is one more thing I wanted to show you guys. And before we begin all that, if you have this night costume, it doesn't actually count as a costume. We found out the hard way. You're actually going to have to put on a costume, so I'm going to have to switch out of this. But before we do that, we're going to go to our map. We're going to go over to seasons, and you're going to see in here Night at the Morgue. So going through these challenges, you're going to be collecting tickets that you can spend in this new season to grab some of these lovely rewards. Or you can use the tickets that you already have been collecting and just get everything right away if you really want to do that. So we're obviously going to go through the challenges, collect the tickets and spend them, but you can see in here a lot of these various different things. We'll check these all out in game once we've unlocked them. So let's go crack on with some challenges. The first things first was getting our outfits, and you got to make sure you're in the Halloween spirit. So we went out of our way to get our outfits sorted out. After that, we're going to need a very important piece to get all of this sorted out. So we're going to go to seasons in our map. We're going to go back over to the Night at the Morgue, and for 0 tickets you can purchase Morgue Candy Bowl. So we're going to pick this up and we're going to place it in our camp. So once you've placed down your candy bowl, you're going to go to it, you're going to interact, and we're going to be putting in candy. So if I have any candy, we'll do that. I have 49 candy, so I'll put 49 mystery candy in there for people to come and grab. So the first challenge we're going to be completing is grabbing some skulls, and there's going to be 3 different locations. The first one we're going to be checking out here is the Big Mole. Once you arrive here, so big more, fast travel, you're going to pop out somewhere around this area. And we're basically going to go down into this pit. Now, there might be some things you're going to have to eliminate. I did, so definitely be careful when you come here. But once you get down here, you're going to be looking for these bone piles. And we're going to be looking for skulls. So that's a rib cage, not really what we're looking for. There's a cage, there's a pelvis. And I believe down here, there's some more as well. So you can see what we're doing here. We're just looking for these piles. And we're looking for a skull. There's a cage there. There's a skull right there. So we're going to grab that. And let's see if that went to our challenges. So we're going to go event, challenge, and skull. So you can see here, I just got one. So I'm going to continue going through here and comb through and see if there's any skulls here. And then I'll meet you guys at the next location. So our next location is going to be over at North Kanawha Lookout. So that's just to the left of Vault 76. Really easy to get to. Once you get here, we're going to be running up past this sort of lookout tower. There are going to be some baddies here if no one's been here. So definitely be careful when you arrive. So once you get over here, we're going to run over to this house just over yonder. It's to the south of where we just popped out at. And inside of this tub, you're going to find 5 skulls. So we're going to grab these. Boom. Boom, 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 and boom. There's another 5 skulls. So here's a third spot we have for you, and it's a bit of a cheeky one. So this is going to be an instanced, so they should always technically be here. We're at the crater. We're going to fast travel, and you're going to go into the crater core. Once you arrive inside the crater core, we're going to go forward, take a left, and on this pool table, you're going to see fragments of skulls. And these all count. So I'm actually just going to grab everything here because it's a mixed match of skulls and other bits and pieces. You can see there, we just completed our achievement. Very quick, very easy, and near guaranteed. Okay, so the next challenge is scalpels. So if we go to our events here, we're going to see we need to collect 5 scalpels or surgical scalpels while wearing a costume. So the first location we have here is over by Lewisburg, not the station, the town. So we're over at the town. This is where we're going to be popping out at. And if you follow my pathing, we're just going to go to this building right here on the right. So we're going to pop in here. Once we're inside, we're going to find 2 scalpels just over here. Now, apparently there is a third one here. I could not find it. So I'm just going to say, I'm just going to show you guys the 2. It's right here in this tray. So the next location we have here is going to be over at the White Springs Resort. So not the mall, which is the north entrance. We're going to go to the southern section here, which is the White Springs Resort. When you fast travel, make sure you go to the White Springs Refuge, and you should pop out where I am right now. Now, if you follow my pathing, we're going to take a right here. And we're basically just going to run through. We're going to keep going, and just on the right here is the medical area. And inside here on this table, we can find a scalpel. Now, there should be 2 here, apparently, but I only managed to find 1. I am on online, I'm not on private, so there might be 2 here when you get here. So the next and final location we're going to go to for these scalpels is Big Al's Tattoo Parlor. So when you fast travel here, you should pop out where I'm at, as I just fast traveled. And you're going to follow my pathing. So we're going to go forward, and just behind this building, there is a door. So we're going to pop in here, and we should be able to get 2 scalpels in this location. So the first one we're going to be finding is just going to be on the right, and on this table right over here, you'll see a scalpel. So we're going to grab that. And then if you follow me into the Nuka-Cola machine that leads down to a secret bar location, we're going to go down, we're going to take a right, take another right, and just on this shelf right here, we're going to find another scalpel. So we're going to be going through some of these challenges here as they are quite self-explanatory. So give out candy and trick-or-treat challenges we'll get into in a little bit. You can craft 15 melee weapons with a costume. This is self-explanatory. So the one we're going to be working on here is cripple a human limb while wearing a costume. You need to do this 30 times. So I'm going to show you a couple locations that I like to go to so you can get started with this. So the first location is going to be Bloody Franks. If you teleport here, you're going to be popping out where I'm at, and just in front of you, you're going to find some humans in the form of blood eagles. And so we're going to have to be crippling some limbs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find a weapon that doesn't do too much damage, so we can try and cripple as many limbs as possible before killing the target. Now, another thing you can do is just have no gear or no cards or something like that, just so you can keep them going for as long as possible. I know it's a bit like torture. That one died, unfortunately. And basically, this is the idea. So this is the first location. I'm going to go around. I'm going to try and get as many as I can here, and I'll meet you guys at the next location. Okay, so now that I've gone through that, I actually managed to get, I know I could have gotten 15, but I managed to get about 13 cripples. Now, I have 17 because I accidentally already started at our next location, which is all the way on the left side, just to the left of Vault 76. We're going to be going over to Point Pleasant, and that's going to pop you out where I'm at right now. And you want to be crossing over this bridge. I actually went and grabbed this gun here in quad, and basically I'm just trying to do as little damage as possible, but enough to crack some limbs. So that's why I'm using this. I can actually get multiple with this. So here you can already see I started on this guy, and then I remembered I needed to do a recording. So you can see what I mean there. I just got a few cripples there before he went down. So I'm going to try here. We'll try with the leg. Go for the arm, and he unfortunately died, but I think we managed to get 2 out of him. And that's sort of the game plan here, is we're going to try and get multiple cripples per human, and I haven't switched server yet. So if you do this right, you might be able to just do this without even having to switch server. So here we're going to grab this guy. I'm going to show you another example. Might even be able to get 3 off this guy. There it is. So I've just got done with the crippling of the human limbs for this event. As you can see here, we've got all these ones done. They're quite specific, and I hope that information helped you guys out. All these other ones are quite self-explanatory. It's to do with candy bowls. We've got to hunt down some spooky scorch that can be found in a lot of various different POIs that just sort of pop up. Sometimes you can find 2 or 3 actually in certain locations. Some locations are a little bit better than others, but all of these are quite self-explanatory, and I don't think we need to be going through some of these. But let me know in the comments down below if you guys actually need help with some of this stuff, and I can do a quick short on where to hunt down some of this stuff. But either way, cheers all for joining me. Thanks all for watching, and I'm going to catch you all on the next one.